okay. Let's take a moment, just for you. You know how people often say that life is like a flight, full of unexpected turns, changing weather, and unknown destinations? For so long, many of us have been taught that our place is in the passenger seat, quietly buckled in, grateful that someone else is flying the plane, choosing the destination, deciding when it's safe to land. But I want you to consider something. What if you've been the pilot all along? What if the controls have always been in your hands, waiting for you to take them? This is for you if you've ever felt that quiet whisper inside saying, I can't adapt anymore. I don't want to just worry and cry anymore. I'm ready to choose myself. Because you don't have to just adapt to your life. You get to change it. Let's talk about worrying. It feels so productive, doesn't it? Like you're actually doing something, spinning through all the what-ifs, trying to solve problems in your head. But if we're being really honest, worrying doesn't move us forward. It just keeps us stuck. It drains our energy and leaves us feeling exhausted, without any real answers. We worry about our jobs, our kids, our relationships, our future. There's this unspoken rule that if you're not worrying, you must not care enough. But that's a lie. Worrying is the illusion of action. So what would happen if, just for today, you decided to step away from the worry? Not because you don't care, but because you value your energy too much to waste it. What would you do with all that newfound space in your mind? That's when you start moving from problems to solutions. That is how you take your power back. And then there are the tears. Please know, crying is okay. It's more than okay. It's human. It's a release. It's how we let go of pain and pressure. But what happens when tears become the quiet soundtrack to your life? When you find yourself crying alone at night or in the car after work, hiding it behind a brave face because the world expects you to be strong. When tears become a silent protest against a life you feel powerless to change, then it's time to ask a new question. Crying doesn't have to be the final stop. It can be the turning point. After the tears, there's clarity if you allow yourself to see it. And after the tears, you get to decide what comes next. You get to rise. Which brings us to adapting. We all know how to adapt, right? It's a survival skill we've all had to learn. But there's a difference between being flexible and slowly erasing yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. So I want you to ask yourself right now, where have you been adapting a little too much? Are you adapting to a job that drains your soul? To a relationship where you don't feel seen or valued? Are you adapting to society's idea of who you should be instead of honoring who you are? You don't have to. You have the right to set boundaries, the right to say, no, this isn't for me. You are allowed to walk away from situations that don't support you, relationships that don't nourish you, and paths that don't lead you back to yourself. It's so easy to wait, isn't it? To hope that someone else will notice, that things will magically change, that someone will give you permission to be happy. But the real shift, the most beautiful liberation, happens when you realize that you hold the key. And I really need you to hear this. Taking responsibility is not about taking the blame. Not at all. You are not to blame for what has happened to you, but you are responsible for what you do now. Responsibility isn't a weight, it's your wings. It's the moment you stop waiting and start creating. It's the moment you say, this life is mine. And choosing yourself, it isn't selfish. For so long, we've been told that a good woman puts everyone else first, but that good woman often ends up with an empty cup, with nothing left to give. When you choose yourself, You're filling your own cup. You're doing it so you can share your love and support from a place of fullness, not emptiness. It's a declaration, a quiet, steady promise to yourself that says, I am worthy of a good life. I don't need permission to create it. So let's bring it all back. We are the pilots. What once seemed like a distant dream, steering your own life, making your own choices, is not out of reach. It's right here, waiting for you. You are not just a passenger in someone else's story. You're not just waiting for the turbulence to end. So how do you actually fly this plane? It comes down to two things: your mindset and your actions. It's understanding that this is not about living by someone else's will. You always have the power to choose your own direction, your own goals, and to act in a way that serves your well-being and the well-being of those you love. If this conversation resonated with you, if you feel that pull to be a woman who steps out of the worry and into her power, then this is just the beginning of our journey together. Show your support by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. That way we can continue to explore this path and you won't miss our next conversation. Because you are the pilot and you are ready to fly.